You were meant to be protected this week, but Archangel Michael says you've been too distracted. If you don't open this in 3 minutes, he can't hold back what's coming. The clock of heaven is striking. The sand in the hourglass is falling faster than you realize, and Archangel Michael has been dispatched with a word that cannot wait. A divine countdown has already begun, and only those who hear with their spirit will understand the urgency. 3 minutes, that is all heaven has given as a sign of how swiftly the unseen realms are moving. Do not mistake this as coincidence. This is heaven's timing, heaven's warning, and heaven's cry for your attention. There is a silence hovering over you now, a stillness that demands your obedience. For in this silence, heaven is watching whether you lean in or continue in distraction. The Spirit reveals that this message is not for everyone. It is not for the careless. It is not for the ones who scroll past without discernment. It is for the chosen, the sensitive, the ones who have felt an unusual stirring in their spirit this very week. Heaven knows who you are, and heaven has marked you for protection. But distraction has crept in. Like a shadow at the edge of your vision, it has drawn your attention away from the covering prepared for you. Your shield was set in place, your path already secured, but in wandering, your defenses weaken. This is the doorway through which the unseen forces attempt to step in. Not because you are weak, but because you are chosen. They know your name, they see your light, and they wait for the moment when you look away. And now Archangel Michael stands in the threshold, his sword lifted, yet straining against the weight of your distraction. You were meant to be protected this week, fully, completely, without delay. But heaven will not force your obedience. You must lean in now. You must silence the noise. You must choose to open your ears to what the Spirit is speaking. If you lean, and at this very moment, heaven still has time to move on your behalf, and Michael will not have to hold back what is rushing toward you. Type "I am chosen" in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 1717 is now surrounding you. Hear me now, for this word does not arrive by accident. It is not random, it is not casual, and it is not late. The Spirit pressed this word into my mouth with a sudden urgency, as if the heavens themselves bent down to interrupt your moment. Archangel Michael is standing guard at your side, yet his hand trembles with the weight of distraction pulling at you. He is ready, his sword is raised, but the shield meant to cover you weakens when your attention wanders. And the Spirit of God says, by sunrise tomorrow, decisions made in silence will echo in the spirit realm. This is not a gentle whisper for the careless. This is not for those who mock or scoff. This word is reserved for the awakened, for those who know the voice of urgency, for those who recognize when heaven steps in to disrupt. Heaven has chosen you for this word, and that is why you are hearing it now. There is no accident, there is no coincidence. It is a divine appointment, carved into time, that at this very moment your spirit would be interrupted. Listen closely. Archangel Michael has been straining to hold back forces circling your life this week. They lurk in silence, waiting for your guard to fall, for your mind to drift, for your attention to scatter. Every distraction you've entertained has been tugging at the very walls of your protection. And Michael, the great warrior of heaven, the one who has never lost a battle, now waits for your agreement. For protection is never automatic. It is conditional upon your alignment. Heaven requires your stillness, your obedience, your focus. The Spirit halted me just now, because the urgency is too heavy to delay. It is as if a trumpet was sounded in heaven, and Michael was released with this command: warn them before the sun rises. Warn them that distraction delays intervention. Do not mistake this for fear-mongering. This is love wrapped in urgency. The Father does not send his archangels without purpose, and Michael does not move without cause. The very fact that you are hearing this message now means heaven sees something near you that you cannot yet see. Understand this. Distraction is not small. Distraction is not harmless. Distraction is the enemy's weapon to weaken the shield, to interrupt the flow of heaven's protection, to delay the hand of Michael as he wars on your behalf. And the Spirit is saying, if they remain scattered, if they refuse to focus, if they dismiss this word, then Michael cannot hold back what is already in motion. Yet hope burns still. Heaven has not abandoned you. Michael's sword gleams with fire, ready to strike down the forces against you, but only if you quiet your spirit. Only if you draw near now. Only if you recognize that this word was sent directly to you. Do not wait until tomorrow, for by sunrise, what you decide tonight will echo in realms unseen. So let us call on him now. Archangel Michael, defender of God's chosen, warrior of the Most High, stand guard over this one now. Release your fire to consume the arrows of the enemy. Stretch your shield to cover their dwelling. Let no distraction, no delay, no deception steal the covering already purchased for them. And let the heavens bear record that in this moment they turned their ear and answered the call. Child of God, the choice is yours. Heaven waits. Michael watches. Time is moving. This is the moment where destiny bends. The silence you enter now, the obedience you choose now, the stillness you hold now, it will decide what unfolds by tomorrow's dawn. Type "I am anointed" in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 1122 is now activated over your life. There are whispers moving in the shadows around you, whispers that you have not heard with your ears, but your spirit has sensed them. Gossip has stirred. Conversations behind closed doors have carried your name, your image, your essence. And though they think they hide their intent, the Spirit of God says, I have already heard every word. I have already seen every plan. I have already weighed every motive in my scales. They think you are blind, but heaven has given you an inner alarm. That unease you feel, that sudden heaviness, that unexplained sorrow, it is not random. It is the signal that something has begun to shift in the unseen. Those who watch you cannot comprehend the light that surrounds you. They cannot explain why doors open in your favor, why protection follows you even when you falter, why your name is spoken in places you've never set foot. They are drawn to you, but they do not understand you. They know you carry a light, but they cannot discern its source. And so their confusion breeds resistance. Their envy opens a gate for darker whispers to attach themselves to your atmosphere. And if you have felt sudden unrest in your relationships, sudden sharpness in conversations, sudden resistance from those who once seemed close, it is because something has stirred against you. But listen carefully, they cannot strike until you lower your guard. Heaven has made a decree over your life. You are untouchable as long as you remain alert. You are unshaken as long as your spirit stays awake. The forces circling you thrive only when you scatter your focus, when you dismiss the unease, when you ignore the warning. They linger in the corners, waiting for distraction to open the door. And this is why Michael stands strained, his sword ready, his eyes fixed, his shield extended. He knows the attack is not yet released, But he also knows that your silence, your stillness, your discipline is the barrier holding them back. Do you not wonder why the tension feels heavy this week? Why the arguments rise quicker? Why the sadness lingers longer? Why the noise grows louder? This is not coincidence. This is the mystery of the spirit realm touching your reality. And the spirit is pulling the veil just enough for you to see, not the full storm, but the shadows of what is moving. Heaven is not trying to scare you. Heaven is trying to awaken you. For if you awaken now, if you recognize this disruption, you will rise above it before it ever touches you. You must understand, confusion is a strategy. Unrest is a weapon. Distraction is an entry point. And the reason you have been so unsettled is because you are standing on the edge of something monumental. Heaven is preparing to lift you, but hell is desperate to stop you. Every emotion, every whisper, every strange glance you've noticed lately is not random. It is part of the larger mystery of your calling. Heaven sees it. Michael sees it. And now you see it too. So hold your peace. Do not let their whispers drive you. Do not let their resistance shake you. Something is stirring, yes, but it can't strike until you let go. Heaven's fire surrounds you, but it requires your watchfulness to remain intact. And Archangel Michael is saying, do not drop your shield now. Do not give them the opening they seek. For heaven has already written your victory, but you must remain awake to receive it. Type I am guarded in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 1414 is now activated over you. Beloved, if this word has pierced your spirit, then you already know the weight of what heaven is releasing. When you stand with this message, you are not just supporting a channel. You are sowing into the very river that carries light into the darkest corners of the earth. Each seed given unlocks more voices reached, more souls awakened, more battles won in the unseen realm. The word declares, he that sows to the Spirit will reap eternal life, and today that promise is alive for you. I invite you now to step into this flow. Say, yes, Lord, I will sow into your light. You can release your support through YouTube's Super Thanks, by joining our membership, or by sowing directly through PayPal. Link is waiting in the description below. And as you give, I declare prophetically that your gift becomes oil, multiplying back into your home. This is not a suggestion. This is a divine invitation. Obey quickly and watch heaven respond. Hear me, child of God. What you are walking through is not random. The sudden distractions, the strange heaviness, the unexplained resistance that rises against you, none of it is coincidence. These are not accidents. These are tactics. Heaven reveals that your chaos has been framed, designed, and carefully crafted as spiritual warfare against your destiny. And the reason it feels heavier this week is because the enemy senses what is on the horizon. He knows you are near a threshold, a crossing point, a doorway into something greater. That is why distraction has been sharpened like a weapon against you. Do not be deceived. The enemy rarely attacks with thunder. He attacks with whispers, with subtle pulls, with restless thoughts, with endless noise. He knows he cannot strike you head-on, for heaven has already sealed your life. So he works to chip away at your attention, to fracture your focus, to dilute your awareness. He knows that when your guard falls, the shield weakens. And when the shield weakens, his arrows find their opening. This is why Archangel Michael is stationed at your side, warning, pressing, urging you not to take these distractions lightly. You see, your calling has placed a target on your back. Chosen ones are always pursued. Those marked by heaven always attract the gaze of hell. The very fact that you feel opposition is proof that you are chosen. The warfare around you is not a sign of weakness, it is a sign of calling. Heaven does not waste Michael's presence on the ordinary. He is standing guard because your life carries weight in the spirit. You have been chosen, and chosen ones are always tested. The Spirit says, every move you make now is being weighed in the Spirit. The conversations you choose, the silence you keep, the reactions you allow, they are all tipping the scales of what unfolds next. Heaven watches. Angels record. And Archangel Michael waits to release his strike, but your posture decides whether he moves in swiftness or remains delayed. Do not think your reactions are small. They echo louder in the unseen than you realize. This is why stillness is your greatest weapon. When chaos rises, silence speaks louder than shouting. When resistance grows, patience crushes the schemes of the enemy. When distraction comes, focus tears apart the nets that try to bind you. You are not powerless. You are not abandoned. The Spirit is reminding you now. Your reactions are not just your own, they are spiritual keys. If you give into anger, you fuel the storm. If you bow to distraction, you widen the gate. But if you stand still, heaven's armies move unhindered, and Michael strikes swiftly on your behalf. So look at your week again. Look at the arguments that rose from nowhere. Look at the strange heaviness that lingered on your chest. Look at the sudden flood of interruptions. Do you not see the pattern? Do you not recognize that this is warfare, not accident? The enemy seeks to scatter you because he knows that if you hold still, if you stand firm, heaven's decree of victory will manifest. And Michael is reminding you now, your stillness activates intervention. Child of God, do not bow to the noise. Do not let chaos dictate your steps. Every distraction you silence, every reaction you restrain, every thought you bring into focus, it strengthens your shield. And the Spirit promises, if you stand still now, divine intervention activates. The battle is not yours to fight in the flesh. It belongs to the Lord, and His armies are already moving. Type "I will stand still" in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 1555 is now covering you. The Spirit of God speaks with urgency. The shadows have begun to gather, and the schemes are no longer idle thoughts. What was once whispered in darkness is moving toward manifestation. What was once a rumor is now plotting its way into reality. Heaven shows me that a confrontation, a betrayal, or an exposure has already started forming in the hidden places. Within the next 72 hours, these forces will attempt to gain momentum, seeking to press against you if you do not remain guarded. This is not a word to create fear, but to awaken vigilance, because what you do now determines what is allowed to unfold. You have already felt it, haven't you? The way their eyes shift when they look at you. The sudden distance in conversations that used to flow easily. The subtle sharpness in the way they speak your name. It is not imagination, it is confirmation. Something is turning. Something is shifting behind the scenes, and it is drawing closer. Heaven does not expose this to you so you can panic, but so you can prepare. Archangel Michael has already sensed the rising of this wave, and his shield is lifted. But he waits, because your response determines how heavy this storm will press against you. Listen closely. If you ignore this word, the weight will only grow unbearable. If you dismiss the signs, the pressure will magnify. And if you continue in distraction, the enemy will take that as permission to advance. But if you heed this warning, if you remain watchful, if you stand in silence and obedience, then Michael will intercept the blow before it reaches your doorstep. The storm that has been building will shatter before it finds its strength. This is why heaven moves with such urgency. Because time is narrowing. Within 72 hours, the unseen will seek to break into the seen. But remember this truth: they cannot fully strike unless you lower your guard. They can stir, they can whisper, they can plot, but the seal of heaven is upon you. And as long as you remain aligned, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. It may form, but it will not finish. It may rise, but it will not prevail. Do not underestimate the seriousness of this moment. The Spirit is not showing you these shadows to frighten you, but to equip you. To warn you that not every smile hides pure intent, not every embrace carries love, not every opportunity is ordained by heaven. Some doors are traps. Some words are daggers. Some alliances are poisons wrapped in sweetness. And heaven is whispering now, be cautious, be still, be vigilant. Do not rush into conversations. Do not reveal your inner thoughts to those who pretend to care. Your silence will be your shield. The Spirit says, if you stand firm, Michael will hold back what is rushing toward you. If you turn your heart to obedience, the weight of the storm will dissolve before it reaches you. But if you dismiss this moment, if you brush it aside as nothing, then the pressure will build and the weight will press harder. The choice rests in your hands. Heaven is ready. Michael is armed. The Lord's decree is already written, but your vigilance is the key that unlocks the outcome. So hear this now. You are walking on sacred ground. Every step is being measured. Every choice echoes beyond what you see. Be still, be watchful, and remember, the storm may form, but it will not prevail. Type I am protected in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 1777 is now released over your life. The Spirit of the Lord speaks clearly. Your stillness is your greatest weapon. In this hour, you are not called to rush. You are not called to argue. You are not called to defend yourself with words. You are called to silence. Heaven is not asking for frantic movement. Heaven is asking for disciplined stillness. For when the chosen withdraw from noise, when they enter into the secret place of the Most High, the armies of heaven fight on their behalf with a force no human hand can resist. Archangel Michael has already drawn his blade, but his strength flows strongest when you remain anchored in peace. You have been tempted to react. You have been provoked to speak, to justify, to explain. But the Spirit says, do not feed the storm with your voice. Do not strengthen the opposition with your reaction. Instead, retreat into prayer. Sit in quiet observation. Watch without rushing to respond. For it is in silence that the Lord thunders the loudest. Your withdrawal will confuse the enemy. Your quietness will shatter their strategy. Your refusal to engage will dismantle the trap before it closes. Hear this truth. Heaven does not need your argument. Heaven needs your agreement. When you step back, you are not retreating in defeat. You are yielding the battle to the one who cannot lose. The moment you cease striving, The angels of God advance. The moment you withhold reaction, Michael releases his strike. Your silence is not weakness. It is warfare. It is a divine strategy that shifts the weight of the battle from your shoulders to heaven's. So take this guidance seriously. Guard your mouth. Guard your time. Guard your mind. Do not waste words on those who twist them. Do not waste energy explaining yourself to those determined not to understand. Do not waste strength chasing distractions. Instead, anchor yourself in stillness. Anchor yourself in prayer. Anchor yourself in meditation upon the promises of God. For as you remain unmoved, the Lord Himself moves in your defense. Remember the promise. He shall cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you shall trust. His truth shall be your shield and buckler. This covering is not poetic, it is real. Your name has been sealed. Your path is already guarded. Your nights are already covered. Even now, unseen forces are being restrained because heaven has drawn a boundary line around your dwelling. But you must remain aligned with this covering. Step outside it through distraction, and the enemy finds an entry. Stay within it through discipline, and no power can touch you. And so Archangel Michael gives you this strategy. Patience will be your shield. Prayer will be your sword. Silence will be your wall of fire. Stillness will be your throne of strength. You are not powerless. You are deeply protected. Every quiet hour you set aside, every prayer you release in secret, every decision to hold your peace builds an atmosphere of protection around you, so strong that the whispers cannot enter. Do not underestimate this. Your shield is being reinforced even as you listen. Your covering is being restored even as you obey. And the Spirit declares, you will not fall into the snare. You will not stumble into the trap. For my hand has gone before you, my angel fights beside you, and my glory guards behind you. Be encouraged, beloved. You are covered. You are sealed. You are hidden under the shadow of the Almighty. Trust this process. Follow this guidance. And watch as heaven wars on your behalf with a might you could never achieve in your own strength. Type "I am guarded by heaven" in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 1888 is now shielding your life. The Spirit of God declares, you are not who you were last season. The one who trembled in fear, the one who doubted their worth, the one who questioned their strength, that person is gone. The fire you walked through was not to break you, it was to forge you. Every tear you cried watered the soil of your future. Every battle you faced sharpened the edge of your spirit. Every distraction you overcame became proof that you are rising higher than the snares set against you. You have been tested, but now you are being elevated. The weakness you once carried has been burned away, and what remains is resilience, strength, and divine empowerment. Hear this truth. You have been underestimated. Those who thought you would collapse under pressure will see you rise with wings of fire. Those who assumed you would bow to the weight of the storm will watch you soar above it. The enemy counted on your silence being defeat, but he did not understand that your silence was strategy. Heaven has used your stillness as a weapon, and now heaven declares that your silence has birthed strength. You are no longer a victim of the schemes around you. You are a vessel of divine power. Archangel Michael does not stand beside the weak. He stands beside the chosen, the anointed. The war is marked by heaven's hand. And you, beloved, have been counted among them. You may not feel strong in your flesh, but your spirit has been ignited. Like fire refining gold, every distraction, every trial, every moment of unrest has stripped away what is fragile and revealed what is indestructible within you. Lift your head. Spread your wings. For the Spirit says, you are being elevated. You are rising above the shadows that tried to hold you. You are breaking through ceilings that once confined you. The storm that was meant to silence you has only amplified your voice. And now heaven commands that you see yourself differently, not as one under constant threat, but as one who carries unshakable resilience. Do you not see how heaven has trained you? Do you not realize that what once crushed you now rolls off of you like dust? The fire you endured has purified you. The wounds you carried have transformed into wisdom. The resistance you faced has built your endurance. What the enemy meant for evil has become the very foundation of your empowerment. You are not rising by your own strength. You are rising because heaven has ordained it. And so, child of God, receive this declaration. You are stronger than you know. You are more resilient than you realize. You are more anointed than you have dared to believe. The enemy underestimated your capacity, but heaven knew your potential. The struggle you endured was not wasted. It was training for the elevation you are now stepping into. The doors that once seemed shut will open because you have been refined for them. The battles that once seemed unbearable will collapse because you have been strengthened for them. The calling that once seemed too heavy will now rest on your shoulders with grace, because heaven has prepared you to carry it. Rise, beloved. Do not walk with your head bowed. Do not think of yourself as fragile. You are not the same. You are transformed. You are a vessel of fire. You are a carrier of light. You are a chosen warrior marked by God. The Spirit commands you to step into this identity and never return to the shadows of self-doubt again. Type "I am empowered" in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 1999 now flows into your spirit with strength. Hear the word of the Lord, the warfare you have endured, the unrest you have battled, the distractions that sought to break your focus. They were not random, and they were not meaningless. They were the clearest sign that you stand on the very edge of your breakthrough. The resistance has been great, not because you are weak, but because you are about to step into strength that cannot be taken from you. The whispers against you grew louder, because heaven's decree over your life grew stronger. The shadows pressed closer, because the light within you began to blaze brighter. The Spirit says, this is your unlocking. You are standing on the threshold of promotion, the edge of blessing, the doorway of divine assignment. The reason you have felt opposition is because heaven has marked you for elevation. What the enemy sought to block was never ordinary, it was extraordinary. What he tried to delay was never small, it was monumental. He saw the glow of destiny beginning to break over you, and he knew that if he could not distract you, he would lose his hold forever. But listen, the time of delay has ended. The door is swinging open. The locks are breaking. The seal of heaven has already been placed on your next level. The Spirit declares, this is the season of your advancement. This is the moment of your unveiling. The struggle was the labor, but now comes the birth. The heaviness was the travail, but now comes the release. You will see with your own eyes what heaven has long spoken over you, that you are called, that you are chosen, that you are destined to rise. And know this truth, heaven knows your name. Long before they whispered, Long before they plotted, long before they doubted, heaven already called you by name. You were marked before the foundation of the world. You were sealed with purpose before a single hand was raised against you. They thought they could stop what God has ordained, but how can man silence a decree that was spoken in eternity? The enemy cannot cancel what the Father has already stamped with his approval. Child of God, receive this revelation. The reason for your battles is not because you are cursed. It is because you are crowned. You have been fighting not for survival, but for inheritance. You have been warring not to barely hold on, but to step into a season where favor surrounds you like a shield. What was meant to drain you has actually positioned you. What was meant to silence you has only prepared you for greater influence. The attack was never about where you were. It was always about where you are going. So lift your heart, for the Spirit says, you have reached the edge of breakthrough. This is not the end of your struggle. This is the beginning of your rising. Heaven is moving swiftly now, and Michael is standing at the gate of your destiny, ensuring that no force of darkness can bar the way. The resistance has been broken. The decree has been released. The assignment is about to unfold before you. Type "I receive my breakthrough" in the comments if this word resonates with your spirit. Blessing Code 2020 is now released into your atmosphere. Beloved, if this prophetic revelation has stirred your soul, then you already know how vital it is to keep this river of light flowing. Every time you sow into this mission, you are not just giving, you are planting seed into eternal soil. Heaven's word says, He gives seed to the sower and bread to the eater, and I declare to you that what you release today will return as harvest tomorrow. This ministry is more than words. It is a channel heaven uses to awaken, restore, and protect souls across the nations. And I hear the Spirit saying, do not just receive this word, partner with it. You can stand with us through YouTube Super Thanks by joining as a member, or by sowing directly through PayPal. A link rests in the description below. As you obey, your gift becomes like oil poured on the altar, releasing protection and favor back into your own life. Step into this act of faith now and watch the heavens open in response. The Spirit of the Lord says, now is the time to rise and declare your yes. Heaven has already prepared the table, but the seat will not be filled unless you take it. The assignment has already been released, but it cannot be carried unless you accept it. Archangel Michael has been warring to clear the path before you, but the final step belongs to you. You must activate what has been placed within. This is no longer a season of hesitation. This is the hour of obedience. Every battle, every distraction, every whisper of opposition was designed to keep you from saying yes. The enemy knows that the moment you align your voice with heaven's decree, the moment you release your yes in faith, an unstoppable wave of destiny is unlocked. That is why the resistance was so fierce, why the pressure was so heavy, why the unrest was so constant. Hell fought to keep you silent because your yes carries the authority of heaven. But the Spirit declares today, rise, not retreat. This is not the hour to draw back into fear. This is not the hour to linger in hesitation. This is the hour to stand boldly and release your yes to heaven's call. Every angel is waiting. Every door is waiting. Every assignment is waiting. Your silence has been a shield, but now your declaration will be the key. The yes that comes from your spirit seals the covenant of your destiny. Understand this. Heaven does not force obedience. The Father, in His love, has always given choice. And yet, when you choose to align, When you choose to obey, when you choose to rise, the floodgates open and heaven rushes to back your decision. Archangel Michael himself is strengthened by your alignment. Your obedience activates angelic acceleration. Your yes calls forth the resources of heaven to move on your behalf. Do not underestimate what your yes unlocks. It does not only shape your life, it echoes into generations. When you step into your calling, you become a key for others to rise. Your breakthrough becomes their permission. Your obedience becomes their awakening. Heaven is not just moving for you. Heaven is moving through you. That is why this moment is so heavy with urgency. The Spirit says, your destiny is not just about you. It is about those connected to you who cannot rise until you rise. So let the fire in your spirit answer now. Declare your alignment. Speak your yes, and watch as heaven responds. For in this very hour, decisions made in silence are echoing in eternity. And the Lord says, do not let hesitation rob you of inheritance. Do not let fear rob you of calling. Step forward, for the hour is now. This is the moment of destiny activation. The trumpet has sounded. The seal has been broken. The call has been released. And heaven waits for your agreement. Child of God, lift your voice in your spirit and say yes. For with that yes, doors will swing wide, chains will break, and the fullness of your assignment will be loosed over your life. Type "Why yes, Lord" in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 2121 is now unlocking your destiny. Child of God, you must understand. While your natural eyes see only the surface, the heavens are alive with movement. The Spirit is revealing that a silent exchange is already taking place in the unseen. Angelic hands are shifting what was stolen. Archangel Michael himself is negotiating in realms beyond your comprehension, ensuring that what slipped from your grasp is restored into your possession. Do not be deceived by what you see in the natural, for the true battle, the true exchange, is taking place in silence, in secrecy, in spirit. Every tear you cried has not been wasted. While you slept, while you wept, while you wrestled in silence, the courts of heaven recorded each moment. Not one sigh has gone unnoticed. Not one prayer has gone unheard. Not one heartbreak has been ignored. Heaven has cataloged your pain, and now, in this very season, there is a transfer taking place. What you thought was lost forever is not gone. It is being repositioned. It is being redeemed. It is being placed back into your hands, stronger and greater than before. You have felt restlessness in your spirit lately, an unease you could not explain. That heaviness, that stirring, was not a sign of defeat. It was your spirit sensing the exchange. Heaven was moving. Angels were shifting. Michael was standing in the gap, contending on your behalf. The enemy tried to lay claim to what belonged to you, but Michael declared, "The Lord rebuke you, Satan. This one is chosen, this one is sealed, this one is covered." And with every word, the enemy's grip weakened, his claim dissolved, his hands released. The Spirit of God says, nothing is truly lost. In my kingdom, nothing is wasted. What slipped from your grasp was not destroyed. It was taken into heaven's hands for safekeeping. The enemy may have tried to claim it, but he was overruled. What you thought was broken beyond repair is being restored piece by piece. What you thought was stolen is being traded back. What you thought was finished is being renewed in strength. Even now, heaven's record books are being updated, not with your loss, but with your restoration. And while this exchange happens, silence is required. Do not speak prematurely. Do not reveal what heaven is still rearranging. Your silence in this hour is not absence, it is agreement. By holding your peace, you allow heaven's negotiation to finish its course. If you rush to act in your flesh, you interrupt the process. But if you remain still, the exchange will be completed, and you will receive what is rightfully yours in perfect timing. Child of God, feel the weight of this moment. What was meant to destroy you is becoming the foundation of your restoration. The very thing that was stolen will be the very thing heaven returns multiplied. Your inheritance is not gone. It is being refined in the fires of heaven's justice. Your destiny is not delayed. It is being strengthened through divine exchange. So hold steady. Trust the process. Heaven is not slow. Heaven is strategic. Michael is not delay. He is deliberate. The exchange is already happening, even if your natural eyes cannot see it. The Spirit says, soon, you will hold in your hands what you thought was lost. Soon, you will walk in the restoration you prayed for. Soon, the silent exchange will become a public testimony. Type "My restoration is here" in the comments if this word resonates with you. Blessing Code 2244 is now bringing back what belongs to you. The Lord says, justice is already in motion. What was spoken against you in secret is being shouted back into the ears of those who conspired. What was taken from you in shadows is being dragged into the light. What was meant to bury you is becoming the very soil in which your destiny is sprouting. Do not doubt it, child of God. The scales of heaven are shifting, and divine reversal has begun. The Spirit shows me the picture of a balance scale. For too long, it felt tipped against you, weighed down by unfairness, betrayal, misunderstanding, and unseen attacks. But now, the hand of the Lord reaches into the balance. He is tilting the scale, restoring the weight of truth, lifting what was unjust, and pressing down with the fullness of his righteousness. What the enemy thought would remain hidden is being revealed. What was unfairly stolen is being returned. And what was meant to curse you is turning into a blessing that cannot be undone. The Spirit of God declares, what they meant for harm will return to them multiplied. The snares they set are snapping shut on their own feet. The nets they spread are tangling their own hands. The daggers they raised are turning back toward their own hearts. You will not have to fight them with flesh. You will not have to expose them yourself. Heaven is already unraveling their plots. Heaven is already reversing their curses. Heaven is already releasing judgment, and it will not be delayed. Do not think justice is far away. It is here. Even now, doors that were shut are creaking open. Conversations that once silenced you are shifting in your favor. Opportunities that were withheld are rushing back. The reversal is not subtle, it will be undeniable. They will have no choice but to watch as you rise, to witness the very elevation they tried to prevent. The Lord says, your vindication will not be quiet. Your restoration will not be hidden. I will prepare a table before you in the presence of your enemies, and they will see what I have done for you. The reversal is more than personal. It is generational. Heaven is not only restoring what you lost, but breaking curses that lingered through your bloodline. Patterns that bound your family, struggles that repeated through generations, cycles of loss and betrayal. They are being cut off by divine justice. What was allowed before ends with you. You are the reversal point. You are the one heaven has chosen to stop the cycle and begin a new flow of blessing. Your children and your children's children will walk in a freedom that you fought for. Child of God, take courage. The reversal may not be loud in the beginning, but it will grow until all can see it. Soon, those who questioned you will marvel. Soon, those who mocked you will wonder. Soon, those who doubted you will be silenced by the evidence of heaven's justice. You do not need to explain. You do not need to prove. You do not need to justify. Heaven's justice will speak louder than your words ever could. The Spirit declares, stand firm and watch. My justice is swift, my reversal is sure, and my restoration is overflowing. What was pressed down will rise, what was hidden will be revealed, and what was stolen will return multiplied. Type justice is mine in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 2333 is now releasing divine reversal over your life. Beloved, hear this closing word with clarity. You were meant to be protected this week, and though distraction tried to scatter your focus, heaven has spoken, and the covering remains. The storms that pressed against you were never meant to consume you, but to awaken you. The whispers of opposition, the heaviness of distraction, the hidden plots forming in the shadows, all of it was meant to turn your eyes back toward the one who never fails. Archangel Michael has stood faithfully by your side, his sword raised, his shield extended, holding back forces you could not see. And now the Spirit says, the danger was real, but so is the protection. The attack was forming, but so is the deliverance. The threat was heavy, but so is the covering. This week could have crushed you, but it will not. This season could have silenced you, but it cannot. For the Lord declares that you are sealed, you are seen, you are chosen, and you are sent. No distraction can uproot the destiny already written over your life. No shadow can dim the light that heaven has set ablaze within you. No whisper can cancel the decree that was spoken before the foundation of the world. So step forward now with confidence. Step forward with boldness. Step forward with the unshakable assurance that you are not walking alone. Michael stands ready again. The armies of heaven surround you again. And the Lord himself has stretched his hand over you as a covering that cannot be broken. You are not fragile. You are fortified. You are not forgotten. You are favored. You are not abandoned. You are anointed. Child of God, rise. This is your blessing. This is your affirmation. Walk in stillness, walk in focus, walk in strength, for the heavens have decreed your protection, and the earth will soon witness your rising. Type I am sealed in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 2442 is now wrapping you in divine covering. Beloved, before we close, let me speak this with authority. The light you have just received must keep flowing, not only into your life, but into countless others who are waiting for a word from heaven. This mission is not about one voice. It is about a movement of God's word piercing the darkness across the nations. Every time you sow into this work, you place oil on the fire, ensuring the flame never goes out. The Lord says, freely you have received, freely give, and I declare that every seed you release becomes a covenant of protection and provision over your household. You can partner with this mission through YouTube Super Thanks, through membership, or through PayPal. The link is waiting in the description below. This is not just giving, it is a prophetic act. Obey quickly, release with faith, and watch the heavens honor your seed with multiplied blessing.